Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am your entrepreneurship tutor, Professor Henry Buis of Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. Here I want to participate in the public debate about the CBC. I am convinced that CBC is good, but it needs, some revisiting. It was hurriedly implemented, not enough stakeholder participation, public participation was done, and therefore I take this opportunity to add my views, my voice on CBC. Yes, watch it. We are talking about Kenya's competence-based curriculum, the CBC, and I'm saying the CBC can benefit from entrepreneurship principles. Here we have our two key stakeholders in CBC, the Minister, Professor Makoha, and the CJ, or rather the Secretary General former of the Union of the Teachers Union, Honorable Sossion. These two people were not talking to each other. They were actually talking at each other in matters CBC. When the minister says the CBC train has left the station, the Secretary General says it's going to crash. Now, but my understanding of CBC, to me, CBC is supposed to help pupils and students develop and demonstrate mastery of a topic and prepare them for life beyond the walls of their school. It is supposed to promote application rather than mere acquisition of knowledge. But why should pupils and students develop competencies that can help them beyond the classroom, one may ask? Yes, Kenya's current education instills into the pupils the culture of studying hard and aiming for university to get white-collar jobs. It has also made some subjects compulsory, regardless of the ability and liking of the learner. Virtually every pupil craves to go to university and become an employee of sorts. And yet, becoming an employee is becoming difficult by the day. But first, let's sample this national-based performance.
Umeweza kupata alama ya A, umekuwa mwanafunzi bora zaidi kitaifa. Labda katika mipango yako, labda unataka kuwa nini katika siku za usoni?
Ningependa kuwa daktari. Hivyo ninafanya kozi ya medicine. Ndio niendeleza elimu yangu.
Labda mbona
My dream career is being a doctor. I'd like to pursue medicine in the University of Nairobi.
I didn't expect to be the best student nationally, but I feel very proud, and I would like to study aeronautical engineering.
Now, let's get some facts. 2006, 1,231,300 pupils entered class 1, they enrolled for class 1. 2013, those who enrolled in class 1, only 839,800 sat for KCP. That means 32% dropout. 2016, only 32% of those who enrolled in 2009 class 1, did not sit KCP, meaning 32% of the enrollments of 2009 dropped out. About 3 out of 10 students who enrolled for school in class 1 in Kenya failed to sit for the KCPE. Those are not my words. That is a quote from Business Daily Africa, and it's as late as February 16, 2022. Now, dropping out of school without any competency adds to the army of the unemployed youth. We are told the youth in Kenya, unemployment rate about 40%. That's big. That means that our Vision 2030 suffers. What does UNESCO say? That in spite of heavy investment to ensure 100% transition from primary school, close to 35% of Kenyan secondary school students will not complete upper secondary education by 2030. This means that out of the 1.4 million learners who are currently in grade 5 and are expected to join junior second next year, close to 500,000 will not complete their senior secondary school studies in 2018. Again, those are not my words. That's from Nation Africa. Now, at that block, it is said, the key economic hurdles facing Kenya's new President Ruto, and among them is the youth unemployment. Look at it. That is, look, 2001, unemployment, that low. 2010, it actually starts increasing. And this is the era of 844. So 2021, let's start 2019. Unemployment rate, the youth, 12.34. 2020, it increases to 13.59. 2021, 13.84. What are we talking about? Pupils are dropping out of the school system with no competency, and they just add to the army of the unemployed. But then, could CPC develop better competencies than what is doing now? In other words, yes, CPC was brought in to address some of these problems of unemployment because pupils, students drop out of school, no competency, they languish. So CPC is here, but could it develop better competencies than what is now or what it is doing now? Let us sample some of the competencies being developed currently.
Boys, it's now boys. Cut properly. Good. Good. I put it in the water.
Goga maji vizuri, goga maji vizuri. Goga maji vizuri. Karisi, kwani hauendi mbele? Goga maji uendelee mbele.
Well, to be honest, I'm struggling to filter out how swimming in grass or slaughtering chicken can directly help a pupil who drops out of standard 8 when out of school. They drop out of standard 8, they are out of school, but the competence that they were given was swimming in grass, slaughtering a chicken. Well, let us see more of these competencies.
Class 3. Na ulijifunzia wapi? Kwa hiyo mnatengeneza, walimu ndio waliwaambia CBC yenyu ama mlifunzwa shuleni na walimu kutengeneza? Sasa mnatengeneza, mnatumia kufanya kuruka, alafu ingine kuchezea kama nini? You see, the boy is saying they are taught in school. They were taught in school how to make this rope with their teachers. I think maybe it is CBC. After they make it, they use it to jump in school with their teachers. how keen he's doing it keenly. You see, the rope is moving. Also, you see, the size is now growing, increasing in size. You can see. As he fixes, the rope grows, becomes longer. Just from bottles. You find people take sodas, they throw away those bottles. Someone buys a drink, he throws away the bottle. These boys utilizes those bottles. They collect them, they get that ring around the mouth of that bottle, and the bottle top itself. Inside you have a smaller one. They get them, use them to come up with this. This is creativity the boy are doing.
Yes.
Just a standard 3 boy
Creativity indeed.
doing all this.
At standard 3. Courtesy CBS. Competence-based curriculum. Meticulous.
You see? The rope is still growing. This rope is still increasing in size, not really growing. You can see now the parts here are reducing in numbers.
Yes. A competency has been developed in these people. Again, we're saying courtesy, the curriculum, competence-based curriculum program.
As he fixes it up to the end, these are standard 3 boy. You see how he's doing it?
Yes. Handmade.
They collect different colors of bottles. You find maybe a bottle with that ring is white, a bottle with that ring is blue, a bottle the ring is yellow, maybe red, different color. The more colors you get, the more beauty the rope will look like. Then this rope they use to jump, kid jump, like small kids. One holds the end, the other one holds the end, and they start swinging it around as the other people inside jump in, play. And also the rope is very hard. It can also be tie firewood. It can also be used to bring something, to kuvuruta, to pull something.
Yes. kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine.
I see that a pupil who makes ropes from waste bottles is not only learning about the environment, but also taking the rope back home to be used by parents and indeed to sell, or indeed to sell at the next hardware. So, rather than impoverish the family by taking us to school chicken, the pupil is actually enriching the home through saving from buying ropes. Entrepreneurial projects for CPC can actually be developed. Yes, we can. Now, back to our competencies being developed now. We're asking, why are these specific competencies being taught? Swimming, singing, national songs in attires. Well, I discovered there is a guide to teachers on which competencies to teach. Let's look at this guide. Yes, I discovered that CPC has prescribed activity for teachers. Prescribed. Look, this is a copy of the summary of CPC projects for grades 4, 5, and 6. Look at it closely. That over there, cooking food using stew method, that's a project that's been prescribed. Now, of course, depending on who interprets it, which teacher interprets it, that is probably why pupils are being asked to come with chicken to school, come with meat to school, because they have to do that has been guided. Look, rope skipping. Well, I've already talked about ropes. Probably this guide could go further and say making ropes from bananas for skipping. Maybe that could be more entrepreneurial. Look, swimming on the crowd. Yes, over here. Task 5. Depending on who interprets it, and it's cutting across the nation. So, online swimming is being taught. So, I see the mistake, or rather the challenge, in the already prescribed projects for teachers. Now, here are my selected observations of that standardized guide. There is an assumption that what is given in the guide is good for every teacher or suits every teacher and pupil. For example, that every teacher can teach swimming and every pupil requires and will like swimming. Some teachers are theoretically teaching swimming on land in the grass. There is an assumption that every teacher will interpret the guide in the same way, or shall we say, correctly. There is an assumption that schools are well resourced to provide for the requirements of the guide. For example, that schools have what it takes to cook stewed food. Indeed, I have found some private schools keeping chicken from which they slaughter for the cooking practical. But in some, pupils are asked to come, like in some public schools, pupils are asked to come with chicken from home, which indeed impoverishes some homes. Well, the said competencies may not be the best to help every pupil in real life. That is my take. Now, I see entrepreneurship incorporated in CPC to be a value addition in matters helping those who drop out. Kids entrepreneurship, we know, encourages kids to think critically. In the process, they also explore and discover personal strengths and areas for development, thinking carefully and critically about their interests and where they are great, natural contributors, or where they may need support. Sample this. That is music. If from natural materials pupils are taught to do that, that can be their future career. Look at this one. Indeed, in Bungoma, during COVID, this pupil made all this and it won a presidential award. Look, yes, it may be mad, but what they're thinking, look at it. And how about that? So there are some competencies that are natural in some students, some pupils. Developing them further might be more helpful than prescribing a standard guide. Let's look further. Look, making brooms out of bottles. That was hair pieces from banana fiber. Compost from kitchen waste. Ropes, and materials again from banana waste. Look at that. Slippers from drinking straws. Corn farming in schools. These are competences that can really, indeed, in my opinion, help the pupils should they drop out. They can pick this one out and go on with it as their career. And that's what I'm saying. Instilling some entrepreneurship. And of course, that may even mean training teachers in entrepreneurship. And it's doable. I did it once. Now, here is my version of CPC, including at university. More than 20 years now, I use projects to teach and examine my units of entrepreneurship, marketing, project management, and technology and innovation.
My name is Lois Rachel Lora. My father is Professor Henry Bisa. I am currently in Standard 7, moving on to Standard 8 in Sukari Presbyterian Academy, which is located in Kaskari, where I also reside. The subjects that I like are languages and mathematics. And in my free time, I like doing crafts or writing essays. And today I will be showing you how to make paper bags out of some few materials. Now that we'll be making paper bags, we'll need some materials, which I will now show you. We'll need some string, a ruler, which I would prefer 30 centimeters, a pair of scissors, a pencil, a paper punch for making holes. Actually, it can be of any size, and any strong glue, but in this case I'm using a glue gun.
For purposes of that if the longer one gets finished, then the shorter one starts, so it will stay longer. You can see, I've now worn all those, the 2 bottles with shreds into the third one with the neck that is intact. You can see it is becoming a broom if you watch nicely, carefully. There we are. There we are, almost ready to make it now our broom. Just shaping it, making it, you see, I can use it now to sweep. You can see, I'm now going to put it into a handle. See, you can call it a staircase broom if you want. I'll now use my glue to glue them together so that they don't dance, they don't move around. This is, you can use any strong glue. I'm using a glue gun, but any glue that is PET, PVC, metals, that glue will be useful. Now I get my handle. You can decide that your handles carry some message, like fagia umasikini. This is my message here. Cleanliness is godliness. That's my message here. Takataka ni mali. You see, we're saying waste is wealth. We're saying cleaning is good. We're saying poverty, sweep poverty away. So we now fix the broom. If you have cut your handle well, it will fix with, but you. In my examinations, in my teaching, technology and innovation, I refuse to dwell only on the cognitive domain, only on telling my students in class, defining principles and reading, making readings, writing notes. I insist on adding on the cognitive domain, we add the affective domain, and most important, the psychomotor domain. So they do it themselves. They have to show me a product that they have actually developed out of what we have done in class. Let's watch an example here.
Hello and welcome to our video. So our project is about repurposing trousers into tops, and in this video we have 2 trousers, our first pair and our second pair of trousers. As you can see, our first pair of trousers are very fitting and unflattering, so we thought to repurpose them into a top. So we let them flat on the ground and make some measurements and cut them at the crotch so that can become our bodies and the legs can become our sleeves. Thank you. So when we are done, we arrange them into an overview of how the top would be. We went to the seam machines and closed up all the seams and added the elastic where we need them to be. And yeah, so we made a top and exhibit A, an off-shoulder top, and you can also make them into a bishop sleeve, which is more flattering than when it was a pair of pants. Our next pair of pants are really worn out in a sense, so we repurpose them into a top. Let's get to work. We also leave this on the ground and cut the elastic on the waistband and the legs. And then we added some lace trimmings on the end of the sleeves and the end of the waistband so that it can have a nice trimming. So this was the end product, but this photo is too dark. Let's get some light. So this is a customer wearing the top. This is the side view, the back view, and the front view. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope that you enjoyed watching us turn bottoms into tops. Thank you.
So that my students can present a project as an exam. I don't set written exams. This is entrepreneurship, and the assignment was for the students to find out a problem in the society and innovate, come up with an innovative solution which they can turn into a business immediately. And therefore, they've done that. You can see they have already attracted a prospective customer. He will tell us how he has found the project. And we're therefore saying, with this project, people can start even ordering already. And these students, or this group of students, can start making a few coins even when they are still in school. Now, let them introduce themselves and tell us what we want to hear.
My name is Robert Masinde, a student. This is a unit of Introduction to Business, and we were given an assignment. My colleague is here to introduce himself.
My name is Jeremiah Ndirango. I am also a student, and we do the same course, and we share this unit by Professor Henry Buisa, Introduction to Business.
So what are we seeing here? Tell us what this is and how you came to it.
This one is a multi-purpose chair. After visiting several universities and the colleges around, we found out that our students have got problems, especially those who stay in the hostels. The rooms are too small to carry a table and another chair separate by themselves. So we decided that we come up with something that will bring a solution to the problems that they are facing. So we decided that we make this multi-purpose chair for them, which has got about 4 features. It can act as a table, and at the same time is a seat.
Mm-hmm. Where is the table? Can you show us, demonstrate, sit and see how it acts as a table?
Yes, you can sit here. This is a seat, and on my right hand side is a table. You can use it for writing, or you can even take mails.
You can even snacks and all that in your house.
Or in your house, in that small room.
Yes.
And then while you are through with your assignment, especially when it comes to school assignments, you can put them here because we have a shelf here. You can put them here. Then in case you have a snack, you come back to your table and use it as a table. And then it still has another feature. For example, those who stay in the small rooms we call hostels can use as a ladder to climb on the top part of their table takers. So when you turn it like this, it becomes a ladder. And my friend can try and you
good
up to the top.
With students who share beds.
So you can run to the ladder.
Yeah.
So it is in the hostel, you use it as a chair, but you also use it as a ladder.
Yeah,
okay. You can even paint your... You can take to the library and take books from the shelves, yes?
Yeah, even on the...
For cleaning your cobwebs from the roof and all that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That CPC was introduced is plausible because indeed, to me, it came in to solve a problem. Competencies that can help those dropping out to have useful work to do as they try other means of climbing the ladder. But it is regrettable to me that it was hurriedly introduced The implementation was hurriedly introduced. Perhaps not enough stakeholder analysis was done, and participation was not, again, as expected. For me, the competencies that will be useful to anybody dropping out must be entrepreneurial, rather than impoverish the parents by taking things from home to take to school for the practicals. I would rather students or pupils did useful things at school and brought them home to be useful to the parents. I have in this video, for example, demonstrated that waste management, we can convert waste to wealth. If pupils are asked, come with all the waste bottles that you have, and then you convert those bottles into brooms, into ropes, into useful things, and the pupils take the back to home, I'm sure the parents will be happy because they will be benefiting. So again, giving a standard guide or for projects to do stifles creativity. Let the teachers be left to be creative, but that again will require some entrepreneurship training. Yes, in 2014, I trained all ECD teachers in Bungoma County. I was training them under the governor, the then governor, Honorable Osaka, who is now, of course, the current governor. And we were trying to instill the entrepreneurial approach to teaching young ones to grow up with some entrepreneurial culture. So one could say we started early, but a follow-up maybe is due. So bottom line, for me, CPC is good. We need to have a more sober public participation, and for me, instilling entrepreneurial acumen, entrepreneurial aspect in it will add value to CPC. Thank you.